Welcome to Liberty Nation TV. I'm your host, Scott Cosenza, and joining me today is LibertyNation.com's managing editor, Mark Angelides. Welcome, Mark.
Hi, Scott.
Well, they've finally gotten their hands on it, maybe. Trump's tax returns. They've been in the news since before he won the presidency because he declined to release his tax returns, as most candidates typically do. So, the New York Times claims to have seen the data. How credible is their story, Mark?
Well, Scott, it could very well be credible. It's certainly possible that they do have the data. However, a lot of people are wondering about this, specifically me too, whether, because of the source that it's coming from, whether the interpretation of the data is correct, whether they're presenting it with a certain spin or not. Because, as you know, the New York Times in recent years has had a fair few issues with its sourcing and its factual information.
Is that right? I hadn't realized.
You hadn't noticed? Well, a couple of examples, if I may. There's the Russian Taliban bounties that had the whole nation in fear and worry and wonder for a couple of months, until it turns out that not a single person in the Pentagon has apparently heard of it. They've been investigating things from the reports through these sources for the New York Times and have found nothing. And it just seems that could have just been something that somebody had sold to the New York Times, and not that the New York Times reporters are gullible, certainly not, but perhaps they're a little too willing to believe stories that come to them.
All right. Well, we'll continue to monitor the credibility of the report, but let's take a look at the report now. What is the data as they explain them?
Oh, quite simple. It paints President Trump as somebody who has only paid around $750 in, I believe it was 2016, 2015, in income tax. And then it goes on to say out of the last 15 years, he only paid income tax for 5 of those years. It's very much, to be honest, looking through what there is there. Now, I have to be very clear here. There isn't the information. They haven't provided the information. They have provided an analysis by their team of the information that they claim to have seen. So it's very difficult to determine. We don't get to see it. They just get to see it and tell us. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And is there an allegation in their reporting that Donald Trump has committed any crimes regarding the tax codes of the federal tax code or New York State or others jurisdictions?
Well, funnily enough, absolutely not. No, none at all. Nor is there any sign that he was involved with the Russians in financial terms.
So let's talk about the politics of this release. Certainly, we're now a couple days away from October, about a month to go before the election. Is this politically damaging this close to the election?
No, it's just not. The people who have been after Donald Trump for his tax returns since 2016, they were not going to vote for Donald Trump in 2020 anyway. And the people who didn't really care about his tax returns are also not going to change their vote now. They're likely, to be fair, a lot of the chatter I'm seeing, Scott, it seems quite congratulatory to President Trump. So assuming that it's true that he only paid $750 on these 2 key years, a lot of people seem quite congratulatory about it, suggesting that that's a good way to deal with your taxes. So really his base is not in the least bit perturbed by these latest revelations.
Also, it seems like there's no hypocrisy involved. As I recall, Donald Trump has said many times that he tries to minimize his tax burden. I think he wrote a book that mentioned it quite a bit. And so that charge, it seems like, wouldn't be available, which is a hard-hitting one for a lot of Pols. So not really landing a blow then, at least initially. I suppose there may be some time for the tax story to develop more, but why do you think, to the extent that holds true and it doesn't really impact him negatively, what's the reason?
Well, my guess would be that there's one of two things. Either the first one is that it's just extra ammunition hoping to sway the very few voters that are left that haven't made a decision one way or the other. But the other aspect is, are they hoping that by releasing this now, they can be, let's call it false pressured into releasing the information where they got it from, so it can assist with the Manhattan District Attorney's case to try and dig deeper into Trump's tax returns, hopefully from their side trying to bring more of a scandal into the limelight. So, for example, Donald Trump has to go to court to answer questions about his tax. Things like this. That would be my two best theories at the moment.
If only the citizens of New York could see such vigorous investigations of crimes that matter in their daily lives. All right, Mark, thank you for your analysis on this. Thanks, and we'll keep up with you on the pages of LibertyNation.com. Thanks for joining us.
Go deeper on the topic discussed in this video, head on over to one of these links here or go to our Liberty Nation Roku channel. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for Liberty.